Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the second Business License Renewals and OTAS Navigation online workshop session. It is a privilege to have you join this workshop with us. We hope that these sessions prove to be both insightful and informative. Before we dive into the essential information, allow me to outline the key outcomes we aspire to achieve by the end of this session. We aim to, firstly, ensure a general understanding of the key information, including questions around the business license annual actual and the business license annual estimated. We hope to give a demo of submitting the BLAA and the BLAE, and we would like to provide a platform for taxpayers, that's you guys, to seek clarification on renewing their business licenses. We ask that you please submit any and all questions that you may have in the chat and on the comment section of the live stream, where we will facilitate questions after the segment. To begin, we would like to present an instructive video that introduces the basic concepts of the BLAA. Again, that is the Business License Annual Actual, and the BLAE, the Business License Annual Estimated.
On the new online tax administration site, a business license annual is made up of two tax types: BLAA, Business License Annual Actual, and BLAE, Business License Annual Estimate. When renewing a business license on OTAS, it is imperative to provide the Business License Annual Actual for the previous year and the Business License Annual Estimate for the current year. The Business License Annual Actual for the prior year reflects a company's actual turnover and determines the Business License Annual Estimate. Therefore, the BLAE for the current year records the turnover for the previous year. Simply put, the Business License Annual Estimate for 2024 equals the Business License Annual Actual for 2023.
In layman's terms, the business license annual actual represents the actual sales and revenue accumulated in the previous year. That is your gross sales, excluding value-added tax. The figure for your business license annual estimated is at minimum the figure for your business license annual actual. While we do say that your business license annual actual equals your business license annual estimated, there are instances where the estimated figure may be more. Here's a scenario of BLAA and BLAE. John Doe's revenue for 2023 is $110,000, and his revenue in 2022 was $90,000. When renewing his license in 2023, he would have stated $90,000 as his estimated turnover, as this was the amount that his business made in 2022. When he logs in to OTAS to renew his license in 2024, he must first file his business license annual actual for 2023, indicating an actual turnover of $110,000. The system will then apply his tax rate, which is 0.5%, and indicate that he has a balance of $550 for 2023, which should be paid by April 2nd, 2024. After filing his business license annual actual for 2023, he will submit his business license annual estimated for 2024. John Doe's business license annual estimated for 2024 would be $110,000, the same as his actual turnover for 2023. Taxes for a license, if there are any, keyword, if there are any, are determined based on the actual revenue of that year. Any difference between the estimated revenue and the actual revenue may result in owing taxes or being eligible for a credit to your account. Now that you understand the business license annual actual and the business license annual estimated, you are now ready to submit your renewal. But first, you must log into your account. Let us now proceed to an instructional video guiding you through that process.
Interested in learning how to renew your business license using our updated online tax administration site? This video will show you step by step how to submit your business license annual actual and your business license annual estimate, which are both important steps in the business license renewal process. Step 1. Log into your account via vat.revenue.gov.bs using the username and updated password. Step 2. Click the Returns tab in the main menu, then select File a Return. Using the tax type drop-down list, select Business License Actual, then select the appropriate year for the return that you wish to submit. Please note that if you have not filed a 2023 business license, these options will not be available. You are now ready to start your annual actual return by clicking the Start Return link under the Action tab, then Save and Continue. Next, click Enter License Details or Save and Continue. Then click on the View Details link. Under the Enter License Details tab, click Change to make the required changes. Scroll to the bottom of the page to enter your actual annual turnover for the year, then click Save once finished and return to the previous page. Review the license details to ensure accuracy, then click Save and Continue. You're almost there. Upload the necessary files by using the drag and drop feature. Please note, this is an optional step unless there are required documents to upload. Click Save and Continue to move to the next step. Review the information and then read and agree to the declaration. To submit, click Submit Request. Once submitted, a confirmation notice will appear confirming that the application has been received for your annual actual. You are now one step closer to renewing your business license for 2024. Repeating the previous steps from the annual actual return submission process, click the Returns tab in the main menu, then select File a Return. Using the tax type drop-down list, select Business License Estimated, then select the appropriate year for the return that you wish to submit. You are now ready to start your annual estimated return by clicking the Start Return button under the Action tab, then Save and Continue. Next, click Enter License Details or Save and Continue. Then click on the View Details link. Under the Enter License Details tab, click Change to make necessary changes. Scroll to the bottom of the page to enter the actual estimated turnover for the year, which could be the exact figure as your annual actual. Please note, the screen will pre-populate with general information and recognize if this is a renewal. Mandatory information, including the estimated turnover field, is indicated by a red asterisk. You also need to complete any other field that is relevant to your business. Once done, click Save to proceed and return to the previous page. Once more, review the business license estimated details for accuracy and click Save and Continue. Upload the necessary files by using the drag and drop feature or by selecting files from the device. Please note, this is an optional step unless there are required documents to upload. Click Save and Continue to progress. Review your information and then read and agree to the declaration. To submit, click Submit Return. A confirmation notice will appear confirming that the application has been received for your annual estimated. There you have it. You successfully filed your returns and submitted your renewal. To access more videos like this, visit our website, YouTube channel, or social media pages. The Department of Inland Revenue is pleased to announce the release of the new online tax administration site. Do you need help accessing your account in the new online tax administration portal? Well, we've got you covered. Your OTAS account with tax information has been successfully migrated onto the new system. Old accounts without active business licenses or VAT registrations have not been migrated and are required to create a new account. Activation links have been sent via email for all migrated accounts. Click this link to begin the activation process. Then, on the activation page, fill in your OTAS username and email and click Verify. For usernames consisting of special characters, such as a dash or underscore, you must now enter your username without it. For example, if your username is John_Doe !, your username would now simply be John Doe. After verifying your username and email, you will now have to set up a new password. Once your password has been reset, you can log in to vat.revenue.gov.bs. To access more videos like this, visit our website, YouTube channel, or social media pages.
Now that you have an understanding of accessing your OTAS account and also submitting the BLAA and the BLAE, we will provide you with a live walkthrough. Now that you've signed into your OTAS account and you're on the home screen, I will give you a navigation of how your home screen will look and important features. In the top right corner, you see the Messages tab. That is where all correspondence between you and your case manager will come. At the bottom, you see the Notifications tab in the right corner. That is where you will get all notifications. As you see here, it is notifying us that a business license annual actual for 2023 must be filed, and a business license annual estimated for 2024 must also be filed. In the top left corner, you see account information, where it'll give you all of your balances, including your balance for your annual actual and your annual estimated, and in some cases, your balance for VAT. There are two ways to access your returns. The first way is through the Notifications tab, as mentioned previously, and the second way is through the Returns tab. When you go to the Returns tab, select File a Return. In the video, we mentioned that you must first file your business license annual actual for 2023. After you've selected the tax type, which is the annual actual, and the year, which is 2023, you are now going to click Start Return. If you've already started this return, you will select Continue Draft. As you can see, the return information gives you an overview of the actual or the return that you're submitting. In this case, it is the business license annual actual for the period business license 2023. The return and payment is due on Tuesday, 2nd of April, 2024. Once you are ready to start, you can select Save and Continue. The information entered on your 2023 renewal will pre-populate, so you can continue by selecting Save and Continue. As you can see here on the license details screen, it indicates that some details are incomplete. You will select View Details. Then, if you have more than one business under this account, it will show you all of the businesses. However, for this case, there is only one. We will select Change. All of the areas that are grayed out means that the information has already been pre-populated. Therefore, there is no need to interfere with it. Scroll all the way to the bottom. And here you will enter your actual turnover, which is the figure from your sales and revenue at the end of 2023. In this case, we will enter 1,500. Once you are done entering your actual turnover, you will click Save. And then it will direct you back to the license details section. Here, you see, it is no longer indicating that some details are incomplete. Select Save and Continue. While you do have the option of submitting your documents, for instance, a profit and loss, you can continue by saving and continue. On this page, you are able to view your returns. Ensure that the information is accurate. As you can see here, it tells you which supporting documents you've uploaded. In this case, we didn't upload any. Read the declaration. After you've already read the declaration, select I have read and agree to the declaration. Then submit your return. As you can see, it says that your tax return has been received. In some cases, we may have taxpayers tell us that they submitted on time, maybe January 8th or January 9th. However, we are able to sign into the account and see that they turned in their return either on time or after the deadline, and it gives us the date. After you're done, you can return to home. And that is the first step of the annual actual return. Now, to submit your estimated, you will follow the same steps. Under the Returns tab, select File a Return. For tax type, you will select Business License Annual Estimated. For the year, you will select 2024, as this is the year that we are trying to renew for. Then, under Action, you will select Start Return. As you can see in the top right corner, it tells us that the draft has not yet been submitted. If you would like to, you can also delete the draft and start over. Once you are ready to start, you can select Save and Continue. Once again, the information entered in your 2023 renewal will pre-populate, so there is no need to enter license details. Select Save and Continue. As you can see, once more, it is indicating that some details are incomplete. You will select View Details, select Change, scroll down to the bottom. As you can see, there is an asterisk next to estimated turnover. In this case, as we said, you can submit the same amount as your actual turnover or more. We've entered the estimated turnover amount. We will select Save. Now, if you would like to add another business to your account, you can do so by clicking Add Item. In this case, we will move forward. or we will go back to the license details screen. Select Save and Continue. Once more, adding documents is an optional step. We will select Save and Continue. It provides you with your return overview. Once you've confirmed the information, you can read and agree to the declaration, then submit return. Now, both returns have been submitted, your annual actual and your annual estimate. After the case manager receives your returns, they will then request documents or additional information if necessary. In order to access that information, you can either go to the Inbox tab on the main menu and select Inbox. Here, all of your correspondence between you and your case manager will populate. Or from the home screen, once more, you can access it in the top right corner under the Messages tab. In some cases, the system might have been loading when some people submitted their returns. So they reloaded the page or they signed out. Then when they went back to submit the return again, in this case, I'll try the actual, which has been submitted already. The information doesn't populate. That means that your return has already been submitted. So what you're going to do is go to Returns List, select the year that you wish to view the returns for, and as you can see, both an estimated for 2023 and an actual for 2023 was submitted. For 2024, it shows that the estimated was submitted and completed. You can also view the return by selecting the View button, and it pre-populates all of the information. If you would like to correct an error made in a return, go to My Tax on the main menu, Tax Accounts, select the return, and it will show you all of the information once more. As you can see, in the right side, under Options Available, you can either correct or amend this tax return. So let's say, for instance, you entered one too many zeros, or you would like to change some information. Maybe you entered the wrong figure. You can do so by going back to the same screen where it allows you to change the information. Scroll to the bottom, and you see here the estimated turnover shows up once more. So let's say we want to correct it and put $15,000. We can save that, and your return is corrected. I'll show you once more how to access the returns. So under My Tax, select Tax Accounts. You can select the return. We'll select the annual estimated in this instance. You can correct or amend tax return. And you can also delete the draft. If you wish to start over, it will show you the same enter or file a return screen, and you will do so by selecting your annual estimated once more. And that is how you submit both your annual actual and your annual estimated return. Now that we're done with this presentation, we will allow for a 5-minute intermission where you can send all of your questions in the chat or at the comment section of the YouTube live stream, where we will facilitate a question and answer segment. Thank you all for your questions. We will now begin with the question and answer session, and we will facilitate your questions as best as we could. For more personal questions relating to your account, such as not being able to enter your login or the wrong password or not receiving an activation link, you would have to email us at taxinquiries@bahamas.gov.bs. So now I will begin with a question around the change of circumstance case. Am I able to share my screen? So one of our participants submitted a question relating to a change of circumstance. As you guys can see, the system upgraded and some things have moved around. So if you would like to submit a change of circumstance, let's say you would like to change the address on your business license certificate, what you would do is go to your inbox tab on the main menu, select new message, and then it will ask you, what is your inquiry about? When you select a subject, as you can see, there are many various subjects. You can select change of circumstances. If you would like to, you can indicate that your inquiry is related to a specific tax account. Enter the information if necessary. You would indicate in the body of the message, hello, I would like to have my address changed. Upload your supporting documents, which in this case would be a letter from physical planning, and then you would send your message. This correspondence would then go to a case manager who will address the situation for you. Also, for persons who would like to receive or request a tax compliance certificate, you can go under the Services tab. I know it looks a bit different now, but under the Services tab, And then you see here, it says request a tax compliance certificate. So one of our questions says, when is the deadline for renewal submission, please? The deadline for renewal submission is January 31st. And after you've submitted, you have up until April 2nd to pay on your returns. Once you submit by January 31st, your 2023 business license will still be valid up until the April 2nd date. Somebody asked, what if my annual actual is grayed out and I'm not able to submit? The reason your annual actual would be grayed out for 2023 is because you did not renew your 2023 business license. Therefore, you would have to send a message to us explaining why you didn't renew, and then your case manager will look at the case for you. Somebody said, is this workshop being recorded? Yes, this is being recorded. And we see that we have a number of participants on our Zoom session who were not able to sign on because we reached capacity. We are also live streaming on YouTube, and you can find this on our Facebook page. The next question is the recording going to be made available for review and guidance? Yes, this will be made available for you. Like I said, you can view the live stream on our YouTube page after we're done. Somebody said, what should you put in your turnover if your business didn't make a sale that year? So we like to consider this year as the truth year. So if you didn't make a turnover, you would simply put 0, which is your actual turnover. In some cases, your case manager will reach out to you and ask why you put 0 or why you didn't put anything. You would let her know that you operated, but you didn't make a turnover or you didn't make any sales. The next question says, what if I was charged on the actual of 2023 and the estimate of 2024? The reason some taxpayers are being charged on the actual of 2023 is because they're paying on the adjustment for that year. So let's say you estimated that you would have made $90,000, like the case of John Doe, but you actually ended up making $110,000. You would then pay on that adjustment, as well as you would pay on your estimate for 2024. So the system is constantly reconciling. So every time you submit an estimate, you pay on that estimate. And if you make more than you actually estimated, then you would also have to pay on that adjustment. So it's on an accrual basis. Somebody asked, what should you put in your turnover if you didn't make a sale that year? I answered that previously, but I'll answer it again. So if you didn't make a sale last year, you would put 0 in your turnover. Somebody said, if I didn't receive an email, should I call them to send me an email? Yes, you can either call us or you can email via taxinquiries@bahamas.gov.bs. You can also message us on Facebook for assistance. Brandon, sorry, can I have that paper there, please? The last question says, dare companies registered under Digital Assets and Registered Exchange Act and regulated by SCB. Earlier, the BL fee was exempted for these companies since they pay a flat annual license fee to SCB. What is the new BL Act 2023 saying? Also, do they need to submit their audited financials like other entities within the time frame? So for companies under the Digital Assets and Registered Exchange Act, you would have 2.25% of turnover from operations in the domestic market and 0.25% of turnover from operations outside of the domestic market. The maximum is $100,000. Okay, that ends my questions. So we will now have one of our licensed registration professionals come over to assist you with questions pertaining to the registration process.
Hello, everybody. The first question here is, how do I apply for a new license if I already have a TIN? If you already have a TIN, what you'll have to do now is you'll have to submit a business license estimate. It's the same process as filing for return. You just select the return tab, and you will file a return for the 2024 year. Another taxpayer is having an issue where they're not able to see the start return button once they are submitting an estimate or an actual for their returns. Now, the reason you may not be seeing the start return button is because you've already started your draft. If you started your draft, you will need to, once you go back into filing your actual or your estimate draft. So you'll have to continue your draft. If you don't want to continue your draft, you'll just delete the draft and start a new return. Another taxpayer is asking what documents are required to be uploaded for a business license with a turnover of 250,000 to 4 million, which you're required to submit a statement of turnover, which is also known as your accountant certification, which should be issued by a licensed BICA member. You would also be, the licensed BICA member would also be required to submit to you your business license return spreadsheet, which should be uploaded with your return once you're filing. As it relates to the documents that you would provide to your accountant will advise you as to what documents you will need in order to finalize that document. No.
So once more, we have a taxpayer who asked about being charged for 2023 and 2024. Remember, I said that you're being charged or the system operates on an accrual basis. So if you estimated at the beginning of 2023 that you would make, let's say, for instance, $90,000, and then at the end of the year, or in this period now, while renewing, in your actual, you submitted that you made $110,000. You would be responsible for paying 0.5%, which is the tax rate of that actual. So you're paying $550, and then you're going to pay again for the estimate of 2024. Now, in reference to the question about the DARE companies, that's companies registered under the Digital Assets and Registered Exchange Act and regulated by SCB. The taxpayer said, earlier, the BL fee was exempted for these companies since they pay a flat annual license fee to SCB. What is the new Business License Act saying? Also, do they need to submit their audited financials like other entities within the time frame? The BL fee, or the business license fee for those licenses and regulated under the DARE Act, is 2.25% of turnover on operations in the domestic market and 0.25% of turnover on operations outside of the domestic market. The maximum fee for those businesses is $100,000. If annual turnover is $5 million and above that, then audited financials are required. If this is an IBC operating from within the Bahamas, if revenue is entirely outside of the domestic market, then you are required to pay 0.25% of turnover up to a maximum of $100,000. For more information, of course, you can look at our business license guidance document, which can be found on our website, inlandrevenue.finance.gov.bs. Please check for the Financial Services Entities section under the BL tab. Thank you, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. So what very packed 2 days we have had. We've had our Zoom session yesterday, and we closing out our Zoom session today on business license and OTAS, the process, answering your questions, and just general business license renewal reminders. So we just want to reiterate just a couple things that Ms. Christoph would have said to you guys over the past 2 days. So we want to remind you that your 2023 business license will remain valid until April 2nd, providing that you submit your renewal by January 31st of this year. We want to remind persons that with our new process, you're now completing the BLA, as we like to say, and the BLE, the BLAA, and the BLAE. Your business license annual actual is the turnover for 2023, and it determines any outstanding tax owing based on the 2023 estimate supplied. And the business license annual estimate permits you to trade in the current year from January to December. And the business license annual estimate for 2024 is the actual turnover for 2023. All right. We also want to remind persons, we know you've been having some issues with getting into your system. You may not have received the activation email. So here's what we need you to do. We need you to contact us via tax inquiries at bahamas.gov.bs, or you can message us on our very active social media page, Facebook, capital DIR Bahamas. Here's what we need you to send us. Send us either your TIN or your username, along with the email you wish the activation link to be sent to. This activation link is only going to be valid for 24 hours. So if you send it today, it's imperative that you check your email, make sure that you receive it, and then you activate your account. All right. So I just want to officially thank Ms. Jessica Christoph, who is our training coordinator here at the Department of Inland Revenue, for doing a marvelous job with taking you guys through our process today. She was ably assisted by Ms. Ruby Wilson, who is one of our registration officers here at the Department of Inland Revenue, and of course, the communications team that assisted her. We want to thank them as well. Continue to provide your questions to us. You can send those questions to tax inquiries at bahamas.gov.bs, or you can actually send it to our communications email, dir.comms@bahamas.gov.bs. Sorry, dir_comms@bahamas.gov.bs. We also are on Instagram, Inland Revenue 242. Again, we're on Facebook, very active. We respond on time, capital DIR Bahamas. All right. Send your questions. Make sure you get your renewals submitted by January 31st to avoid those fines and fees. So we want to thank you on behalf of the Department of Inland Revenue for joining us today for a very informative session. You can find both day 1 and day 2 on our YouTube channel if you want to rewatch, just so you can know what's happening. Also on our YouTube channel and our social media pages will be all of the how-to videos that you would have seen Ms. Christoph show you over the past 2 days. So thank you once again, and everybody have a good day.